Oh yeah, that was fun getting bit by him, little booger, but whatever. Anyway, welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, we're going to be upgrading my Crocodile Gecko's tank. We're going to be making it bioactive with one little thing. I don't have, you know, the isopods or springtails that actually truly make it bioactive yet, but they will be coming. So everything else is bioactive besides the actual cleanup crew, just so you guys know. What we're going to be doing is switching it from a 10-gallon to a 22-gallon Dubia Roach tank. Now, this is not sponsored, but Dubia Roaches, if you're watching this and you want me to make some more videos, you know, hit me up. Anyway, so it is going to be a ton of fun upgrading his tank. It looks amazing. It's already done. I'm doing the intro and outro after. Super pretty build. You guys are going to make sure you want to stick around for the whole video because I'm going to be doing feeding and then a final walkthrough tour of his tank. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get this thing open. Alright guys, so unfortunately I had my phone die right after I got done opening this box, so I didn't get any of like setting it up or anything like that. I'm very sorry, but this is what it looks like all set up. It does look pretty sweet, honestly. I'm really happy with it. I cannot wait to see what it looks like all done. Now, the next thing I did was I made the substrate. I basically used 50% organic topsoil and 50% sand. I think the next time I make this, I'm probably going to do it where it's 75-25, the 25% being the sand, just because I thought I had a little bit too much sand in it this time and I'd like a little bit more dirt, but I just figured I would play with it and, you know, maybe next time I'll change it or do something like that. Alright guys, the next thing that I had to do was add the sand to the actual tank, and that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm basically just taking a few scoops and I'm going to put it down and then probably spread it around and just try to level it out as best as I can along the bottom. Alright guys, now comes the fun part, and we're just going to be decorating his tank. Now, I kind of set it up one way initially, and then I, you know, went through and made it look a lot nicer. So there's going to be like a hardscape first, and then you guys will see the finished product after that. Now my goal with this tank is to give him a lot of climbing spaces and a lot of rocky crevices and places that he can go to feel safe, and you know, just that's where he would normally be in the wild. So I want to give him lots of different rocks or combinations of rocks or little places like this little cave I'm making here, just to make sure that he's going to be safe and feel secure and be happy with his environment. I'm going to try to do some rocky spots on the hot side, the cooler side, the warm side, just kind of mix everything up just so I know that he feels comfortable, feels safe. He loves being in the rocks. He doesn't really hide and run from me, or he hadn't before I just moved him in here, but he hasn't really run away from me that often as much as he was when I first got him. So I think he's definitely getting used to me. When it's going to be a lot cooler having this tank, so I can actually just slide the door open and he can come over to me or hopefully jump out on me one day, but we're still working on that. He doesn't really trust me like that yet, but if you guys saw my short the other day, he is starting to run when I have the tongs, so that is pretty cool. Honestly guys, I feel like crocodile geckos are a lot like tokay geckos. They have the same mannerisms. They bite pretty hard. They also open their mouth and make the same noises, which you guys will see in a little bit. As you guys saw even in the beginning of the video, he was not happy with me touching him. That was actually the first time I've ever held him or touched him, literally ever, and I think that's really why I got bit and why he wasn't really comfortable with it, because I've never done it. So that was probably why. It was my own fault, but I just want to clarify that too real quick so I don't forget. Definitely my fault for getting bit. It didn't hurt that bad, but it more caught me off guard, but it still did kind of hurt a little bit. He got a killer bite. I mean, he just barely got my skin and just like pinched a little chunk off, but we're good. Nothing to cry about, but it just basically startled me. I really would like it if I would be able to hold him one day though. That's my goal, obviously, as you guys know, but that's what I would love to do. Now I'm just putting the doors in just to make sure that, you know, they're going in right, they work properly, the cage is going to be good. Just checking it out before I actually put him in here. But the next step is going to be putting him in here because I need to do a few other things to get this tank ready, but it doesn't really matter if he's in there or not, and I'm sure he wants to get out of this container. Alright guys, now this is what I was talking about. I've never held him before, so this was my first time. He's just sitting there like, parkour! Yeah, he was really not having it. He did not want me to touch him whatsoever. Oh. Ow! Ow. Ready?
Yes. Oh my god.
Now, I took the sound out of this because we were laughing so hard and we had our ugly laughs going, so, you know, I'm not going to share that, but he was literally just like, ah! He did not want to be held. I'm telling you guys, it was hilarious, but I feel bad for him. I really hope I can hold him one day and he's cool with it. That is my goal, like I said. I still can't believe I got this guy at an expo for only 20 bucks. Blows my mind. I can't believe that geckos this cool are only 20 bucks. Now, a lot of them are wild caught, so make sure you get a captive bred one. But I do hope you enjoy your tank, buddy, Bowser. And there he goes, checking it all out. Now, this is what I was talking about, guys. This is kind of like the hardscape. This is not the complete look. We are still adding stuff to it later on in this video, so make sure you stick around. And then also make sure you guys stick around because we're going to be feeding him in his new tank, which he doesn't come out like he used to, but you guys will see. He still came out and tried to get him, so that was pretty cool. But we tried to make a lot of different, like I said, caves and hiding places and rocks. And on the hot side, cool side, we're going to add some plants and things like that. Alright guys, now let's get into the final tour of the enclosure. So I like to create microclimates in my naturalistic enclosures, which this is my only one I have currently, but I've had them before and I'm going to have them in the future, just so you guys know. But have microclimates, so I like to have some areas like this section of moss and leaf litter and this little corner over here to be my humid, moist little area, so that way if he's going through a shed, or she, whatever it is, I don't really know yet, if it's going through a shed, it can come over here and go in here and it's nice and humid. There's also a lot of like different rocks parked up right here, and like I've got a little bunch of things, obviously, like I've got them in place to where they literally don't move, just to make sure it's safe for the gecko. So I basically have a few pieces of rock around this piece of wood, and then like a nice little warm basking spot. Tunnels over here, tunnel over here, tunnel down through here, around there, around this rock in the back over there, behind that wood piece, all down there. So there's a bunch of different spots. Oh yeah, and this cork bark is just around, so it can go in there too. So yeah, so Bowser has lots, ignore the handprint, Bowser has lots of room and lots of different hiding places. He can go where it's nice and warm, or he can go down there and still bask where it's a little bit cooler, or he can get up higher and closer. He can climb over there. He can climb obviously on the walls. He can do whatever he wants to in this tank. I think it came out amazing. I would definitely recommend this thing right here that stops all of the anything bioactive or like anything in your tank from coming out, like dirt, moss, any of that. It stops it. It's amazing at that. But yeah, guys, didn't even really take that long. Really fun, very interesting. You guys can see all the different hiding spots and crevices and places where he can go. And he's got, like I said, natural plant over here, which is a pothos plant. He's got that. Honestly, guys, if you like observing reptiles, crocodile geckos might be your go-to. So yeah, guys, he's definitely the most spoiled crocodile gecko that I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody make a crocodile gecko tank like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, obviously, guys, this is my first time feeding him in his new tank, and you can tell he's a little bit nervous. You can kind of see when he looks over at me, when he's looking at the food, that, you know, he's like kind of like, well, what are you doing? So basically, I was just trying to be still and quiet and not really move around as much. So I was repositioning. I'm going to re-grab the worm, zoom in a little bit, and then you guys are going to see the magic happen. The craziest thing is I know he was uncomfortable to eat because he never takes this long to grab food. Normally, if you put this in front of his face, it's gone. Like, so fast, that thing is gone. And honestly guys, I'm really glad, and the reason I really wanted to do this was one, to give him a bigger tank, and two, for recording purposes and be able to do a little bit more content and have more things to do with him. It was just always so hard trying to record through a 10-gallon tank, like the glass on the 10-gallon tank. Now I can just take the doors off my tank or slide the doors open, and you guys can get nice clear footage of him going crazy on these bugs. And you guys already know he's crazy for his bugs, so we're gonna get tons of cool videos of him running around his tank and hunting bugs and doing a bunch of cool stuff. Who knows, guys? Maybe we'll get him a Mrs. Bowser one day and have little baby Bowsers running around. Alright guys, I'm losing daylight, so I gotta hurry. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you learned anything or if it helped you. Give me a thumbs up. Shoot me some comments down below of how you liked it or if you got any ideas from this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys have your notification bells on. Only 5% of you do. We gotta get that number up, so make sure you guys do that. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.